just popped in my little tiny head one day, well, why not just build an L out of it? I'll build the L out of it. I'll teach it. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my next video. So today we are going to begin the build on my my Subaru Forester. In the one previous video, I explained why I downsized. So if you're curious about that, go check that video out. And then another video, I showed you how I tore out the seats. And today I'm going to start building the floor and building in the shelf unit. And so that's where we are today. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, let me remind you of one thing. If you have a car under warranty and you do all of the things I'm doing, you might very well void that warranty. So before you do anything, check with your manufacturer and make sure that you're not voiding your warranty, or that you've made the decision that you're okay with voiding your warranty. Okay, let's go inside and I'll show you where we are and what we're doing. So now I've got everything out of here. And the one thing you're going to see is there's a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of wires and whatever in the world this is, and junctions. I'm not going to change anything. I'm not going to reroute anything. I'm not going to touch anything. When I build it, I'm going to make sure that I build around it and do not have any negative impact on anything that's in here. So I'm building the floor, and I'll start to show you how I'm doing that. A huge consideration is the spare. Can you move the spare somewhere else? And if you can, then boy, you get all this huge amount of space here. And if you can't, then you have to build around it so that you don't have to tear the whole car apart. My personal build that I'm building in here, I'm going to put shelf units right here, and then I'm going to sleep on that side. So I'm building it with the spare in mind, number one, and then all of these things like this in mind, number two. So you can see the spare is right here, and you got to build around it very, very carefully. One of the things you have to just do before you start doing your build is get the seats where you want them, because you don't want to have this pushed all the way forward, do your build, and then you're not comfortable in the car anymore. You don't want that. So this seat comes all the way back. So the board will be cut like this, forward and up and back. I'm also going to cut across here and then try to conform as much as possible to the wheel well. How do I know how to curve that and where to start and where to end? So I got a piece of cardboard and I did some CAD, C-A-D. Now, some smart people think of that as computer-aided design, and some of us think of it as cardboard-aided design, and that's what this is, cardboard-aided design. And all you need is a piece of cardboard and a pair of scissors. And so I held it up here to where I wanted it to be behind the seat. So you can see here, this is pretty crude, but that's as close as I want to get. I have a jigsaw and I'll cut this out. Okay, so I have finished the cross brace up here. It's just 53 inches. That's what my car needed. Your car will need something else. And then I'm going to use L brackets to go underneath. So on this side, you can see that I can fit my hand completely in there. So it's not gonna rub on the door, and it's exactly the same thing over there. So here you see the L bracket. I got some longer screws than the ones they send you. Okay, so here it is, basically the way it's going to be. I haven't screwed these in yet. I got the cross member across the front. Let me show you that. And so it's sitting in there, plenty of room on each door. And then when I come back, I've got a cross member here that's cut out, notched for all of the pieces that I don't want to hit. And then there's a cross member back here above, and I'm leaving a big hole here for the wheel to come out spare. So we're making some pretty good progress here. This has gone in. I showed you how I did a cardboard cutout, cardboard aided design. And so this is what we've accomplished. This is not very good work. You know, I don't think anybody no pro would ever think this was good work, but I'm not a pro, and I'm doing the best I can. You can see that this is I left room for the seat to come back. That's how I like it, but I'm short. So some people will want this to come back much further. This is the driver's seat. And I would definitely want it to save room for the USBs and those heater ducts, AC ducts. So I left a big hole there, and then it goes forward up to the driver's seat, which is, I push further forward. Now it's too wide to go through any of the doors. So, and this had been the plan anyway. So this I'll screw this down. This one's going to have a shelf unit on it, so this will never be picked up. This one will also get screwed down. Okay, so what I've got here is the shelf unit for the back. And as you can see, it's an L. And this goes against the tailgate. You can see that it's curved here. Okay, let me give you an idea of where we are with this L unit. And I'll tell you all the reasons why things are the way they are. As you can see, this is just sitting here. Nothing's attached. This is just an intermediate step. There's the microwave. And so what I think is going to happen is my feet are going to come back under here. This leg will be out further, so it's less in the way. And then I'll have plastic totes or something for storage above my feet. On the roof, I'll have 300-watt solar panel, and I'll have a power station up on the front seat, the floorboard of the front seat. So we're pretty well done with the build. I don't think I'm not going to do hardly any more building here and there, maybe, but not much. The floor's in, and I made this L shelf unit here. It's all really basic, simple carpentry. Anybody who's ever, handled a saw should be able to do this. The one thing I had to be very careful of, and the whole build had to go around, is the spare tire, because the spare tire has to be able to come out, obviously. So let me show you that I've accomplished that. So this is a lot of what I had to do with the framework was around the spare. I'm sure I told you that many times. So this, the 3 2x4s that go that way and the 3 2x4s that go this way, all are kind of built around this. And it works pretty well. Let me show you getting it out of there. It's a little bit of effort to get it out, and I can do it, and so I think most people can do that. So the big thing that I had to work all along, as I've shown you, is like this wire. I couldn't put weight on that wire. I couldn't move it. So this was one of the only places that I could put that 2x4 brace. So I just notched it out. So that's maybe something you'll have to do on your car as well. Now it's my goal to replace this with the this donut. This is a temporary. You don't want to drive very far with a real spare, but that's a problem for another day. And as you can see, there's a lot of room in here, and I will use this for storage as well. It has to be things I'm not going to use very often because it's not the easiest thing to get to, but my bed will be on this side, so that's not, that's no big deal to move the bed out of the way to get to the spare or to anything I store down there. And then this just goes back in, and it just drops in, and there you go. My bed will be on it. Some of the storage will be here on it. So it won't want to move around. Now, this is not in any way, nothing is attached to the vehicle because that would modify the vehicle and that could be a problem. So I didn't modify anything at all. So this is all just sitting on here. It could all pop up, but it's all screwed together. So it's pretty one solid unit. I don't think it's going to be an issue at all. I used L brackets because things will sway and move back and forth. But if you put an L bracket on it, it won't. That will hold it all together. And when I put this on here, this has to be on here so this can't go forward. This also is just put on with L brackets. L brackets are cheap and easy and the lazy man's way, and they're very strong. So I've accomplished everything I care about. I do have my microwave in here. It's completely loose as well. There's I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a pop out here, and these 2 L brackets are on either side of it, and so it can't slide. There's not enough room for it to go up and out, and so it can't go it can't go anywhere. It just simply can't move. It can rattle a bit, and I'm a little concerned about that, but we'll see. So this is where the fridge will live. The seat is right where I need it, but if there's ever anyone taller than me that needs to drive it, this can always just come back, and there's a lot of room. It can come back a long ways. And so it just opens and closes without any problem. It's a small, very small fridge, but it'll do the trick. These are the two things that are going to eat up all my space, is this microwave in the fridge. Therefore, I have to have a big power station. It's going up in the front seat. I may find in the long run, it's just impractical to try to have this here. It's just a possibility, and if I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Especially the microwave. This is taking up a lot of my storage. I think I'm going to get this no matter what. But the microwave, boy, I really like microwaving my food. So that's kind of what I want to do. So I've also got a 300 watt solar panel on there. I'll do a separate video completely on how I did this, rather than try and combine them all into one video. It's a 300 watt, and that's it. That's the basic build. There'll probably be a few things here and there that I'll do. So I'm done with this video. The next video will be when I go ahead and move all my stuff in here, and I move in, and then I'm starting to live in it. That's, this was the easy part. Fitting me and all my stuff in here is going to be the hard part. Oh, one thing you don't see is I have a hitch haul rack that goes into a receiver. That's going to be a lot of extra storage. That's really what I'm counting on more than anything else. Okay, well, I hope you got something out of this video, and if you're building a car, that this gives you some ideas. I think the L-shaped shelf unit was pretty unique. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. Just popped in my little tiny head one day. Well, why not just build an L out of it? I'll build the L out of it. I'll teach it. And so I did, and I think I'm very happy with it. My one concern is weight. This is just this is SUV, but it's still not designed to carry a whole lot of weight. It's 3/4 inch plywood, but there's really not much. I bet there's only, in square footage, one sheet, which is, I don't know, 50, 75 pounds. And there are probably two 2x4s in there, and they don't weigh much, 10 pounds each. There's less than 100 pounds of wood in here, I'm almost certain. The panel is pretty heavy. It seems like it was 50. And so the weight adds up, and all the weight I'm going to put in it is going to add up. So you really want to think about weight when you're doing your build. So I hope you got something out of that. That helped you along the way on your build. If you did, then like us on the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. I mean, that's a good thing. Pound away at that thumbs up button. Maybe tell a friend about the channel. Share us with your family and friends. And I'll see you on the very next video. See you then.